Let's get started with the various Python scripts, and that is done with the looping structure. So what I'll do, I'll create a file over here and the name of the file will be loops.py. .py is the extension for the Python. So first thing we will be focusing now is using while loop and while loop for printing a range of values, say from 0 to 4. And after that we will be using for loop and various other conditions to check how the value is being interpreted. So now I'll start with my loop over here, considering a variable count equals 0. And the comment in Python is mentioned using hash. So this is like a variable declaration in Python. And after that I'll say while count less than 5. So if you see, the white spaces have been taken in Python, and white spaces is considered to be the most important thing in Python. So we'll say now while count is less than 5. Now after that I'll print my count. So I'll say print count, and after that I'll say count plus equal to 1. This is similar to count equals to count plus 1. So that I'll mention over here in comment that this is same as count equals count plus 1. So this part is being done. It has been achieved properly. Now if I want to see the actual functionality, like whether the count has been printed or not, so I'll go to my command prompt, clear the command prompt and run the code. So that is Python loops.py. So I can see from 0 to 4, I'm getting the values printed in the proper way, starting with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is how, like we have mentioned a condition over here, that is count is less than or equal to 5. If we mention this condition, then 5 will be printed automatically. So now if I run my Python loop, then I'll get the count of 5 as well. So this takes a while. Now you can see the count is properly being printed over here. The similar way starts from printing out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and prints the count value reached 5. So in that condition, you will specify the condition over here, which is mentioned that we changed it. Previously it was less than 5, now it is less than or equal to 5. After this comes the scenario with respect to for loop. So now if you want to print the count value which has reached 5, so it is in such a scenario where we are giving some conditions. So we'll use one while loop, and that will be done over here. So this is my next program, next illustration I can say. So that is done with again count declaration as 0. So that is already visible over here. And now I'll say while count is less than 5, then in that scenario I'll print count. I'll print the count character, and after that I'll say count plus or equals 1, which means count equals count plus 1. Now here it is important that we can specify a condition. So here in count condition, or we can say that whenever the count has reached a particular value, then we need to print the count values. So that also you can use using the print value, that is mentioned as print count value has reached, and now you will print the count, and that is done with the concatenation character count. So we'll remove this count over here and we'll print it. That will also work. After this comes the next scenario for for loop. So for for loop, it is very simple. So now here I'll mention example with for loop. This will give you the better understanding of the syntax, because we will be using various looping structures in our upcoming chapters. So just I'll say for I in range of 1, 10. Well, in that scenario, I'll say if I modulus 5 equals 0, then I'll give a break statement, or else, and I'll give a break statement, and after that I'll print the value of I. So I'll say print I, and then I'll say over here with the else statement that print value, that this is not been printed or this is not printed because for loop is terminated. For loop is terminated because of break, but it's because of break but not due to failure of condition. Okay, so this part has been done. So our maximum scenario has been mentioned over here. So my statement should be executed in the command prompt. So now I'll run the script as Python. The script will be again loops.py. So you can say over here 1, 2, 3, 4 till 4. Why? Because it is printing value till the value that the modulus of 5, like whenever we divide it by 5, I'm not getting the value as 0. Once I get the value as 0, automatically the break statement is executed and it exits the loop. So this is the basic scenario for various type of the looping structure in Python. The next chapter we'll understand even the more advanced scenario, that is the object-oriented basic concepts in Python and how it is being executed. So let's get started with our next chapter.